Hello and welcome. My name is Teresa, and in today's video I am going to show you how I created this card. So let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit, give us a little bit more space to work, and let's get started. This card was made using the Cottage Rose stamp set. It's available now. And of course, because it is a bundle, if you purchase the stamp set and the coordinating dies, you do save 10%. So speak to your Stampin' Up demonstrator about that. My base card is going to be out of soft succulent. So let me go ahead and get my trimmer. Let me grab that sheet of paper. I haven't cut this yet. It comes 8.5 by 11. So on the 11-inch side, I want to cut it in half at 5.5 inches. There we go. Put that off to the side. Then I like to turn it over, and then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Down at the bottom we have the scoring blade. Remember, press firmly but not too firm. You don't want to cut it. Then I'm going to go ahead and just fold this. If you have one of those boning tools, it comes in handy in making a nice tight crease. There we go. So that's step number 1, getting our base card. Then, using the real red, I cut a piece that came in 1/4 inch, so it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I had some of the Tidings of Christmas, the 6 by 6 cardstock left over, and I took a piece. This is the piece, but on the back side, I cut this down. And that's 1/4 inch smaller, so you just come in 1/4 inch. So if this was 4 inches, this would be 3 3/4. If this is 5.5 inches, this would be 5 inches, okay? Then, taking the die, I'm going to need the big stamp as well, and this big, huge die that goes with that. I took this over to my Big Shot, and I cut out where I want it placed. So far so good, right? Keeping up. Now we do need 2 more pieces of cardstock. This one is also measuring slightly smaller. This insert will measure the same as the red. So it is 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's going to go on the inside of our card. Just let me show you. And this one I came in 1/4 inch as well. So if this was 4 inches, these are measuring 3 3/4. These are 5 1/4. These measure 5. Because this, you want it to overlap to where you don't see it. So far, so good. Let me move this off to the side. I will need my stamp. Now, if this is not a Stampin' Up product, but they do have the Stamparatus, same thing, it'll work. I'm gonna need both of these for now. Adhere this up into the upper right-hand corner. Secure it. Secure it with your magnet. These magnets are strong. This one I might have to move a little bit down. And then, actually that's not right. Now let me put this in here as well. This is going to be my guide, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of slide this to where I feel like it's in place. And at this you want to kind of take your time, because you want to get that right. See, now that that's in place, I need to put this on the side for the rubber stamps, not the clear stamps. The rubber stamps. Pick it up, boom. So now I know that that's in place. Carefully remove this piece, set it off to the side. Now, using some Memento ink, I'm going to go ahead and stamp up my Cottage Rose. Let me move this over. I want to make sure it's all in camera for you. Don't slide. You want to apply pressure and move it around. Really ink up that stamp. Sliding it, it would smudge it. You don't want to do that. I wonder what you listen to or do while you're stamping. Normally, I would have my radio playing. Actually, my smartphone would be on a country station. That's right. I like to listen to some of the country music from the 90s. You know, the Shania Twain, Toby Keith, Neil McCoy, and let's really push on this. Push. What is making all that noise? You might not be able to hear it, but something is just clattering away off into the side. I have a lot of bins and stuff over here. Trying to figure out which one's making all the noise. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you can't hear it. Ta-da! And I'm going to give that a second to set and dry, even though it does dry pretty fast. But it justifies me taking this time to clean my stamp. There we go. This I just bought from a local craft store. And now, oh, you know what? I do like to leave this there, and I'll show you why. But you know what? I don't want the glare, so I'll come back. It's okay. And move that off to the side. Now we get to do some coloring in. And for this, I have my light and dark soft succulent. So using the bold tip of the soft succulent, I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. I know some people think it's just too early to be doing Christmas, but if you're like me, I do like to get my shopping done ahead of time. I will be decorating for Christmas probably right around Thanksgiving, depending upon whether or not we're hosting it this year. If we don't host it, I might start my Christmas decorations a little earlier. I like to have everything done before the beginning of December because I want to really not have to worry about prepping for the actual day, for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I want to be out and about, going to different places, seeing people. You know, I want to enjoy my holidays as well and not be confined to decorating. And I am one of those people. I like to actually pretty much decorate the house by myself. It's bad. But it works out in my case because my husband isn't really a big fan of decorating. I mean, he's great in that he'll run up and down and get the stuff for me. And he'll, of course, help out with some of the more difficult things. But for the most part, he lets me put on my Christmas music and just decorate away. So I wonder how many of you are getting ready for the holiday? Upcoming holidays, be it Christmas or any other holiday you might be doing. Do you like to prep ahead of time? Okay, and while that light soft succulent is drying, I'm going to go ahead and take the dark soft succulent. And again, a lot of these stamps, look, they already have the highlighting there, so you don't have to really think about it too much. Just lay down some color, freehand it, don't stress too much. No stressing. I mean, you can if that's what you enjoy, but I also feel like it doesn't have to be perfect because in nature, you're hard-pressed to find any perfect plants in terms of, you know, evenness, distribution of color, all of that stuff. So it's okay. This should be relaxing. Now, if you've never tried a stamping blends, oh, these pens are like butter. They go on like butter. And then I like to, right before it dries too much, I like to go right back over it with the light soft succulent, leaving the edges kind of undone because I don't mind a little lighter there. Give those a chance to marry together a little bit. Boom, and now our leaves are done. Oh, let's pop a little color on that one right there. You know, I probably should check to see. Maybe I should increase this a little, bring this up just a bit more. Okay, there we go. Now, the colors I chose for the blossom itself, and yes, it's a rose, but it's okay. I have the light real red and the dark real red. Starting with the light real red, just color the whole thing in. It's a very interesting color to start, but it will dry different. I know it kind of freaked me out the first time I used real red, but trust the colors. You can see this is the same one. I think it turned out just beautifully. There we go, just fill that in. You know, some people have those coloring books. Coloring, especially adult coloring books. It was huge just a couple years ago. I don't know how many of you use them and like them, but wow, they really sold, like they were everywhere. But if you like coloring, this is awesome. This reminds me of that. I like this because after I'm done and I've made the card, I can then share this card with somebody. And some of you are thinking, nobody wants to receive cards anymore. Oh, please, of course people do. You can even donate them. There's a lot of folks in assisted living facilities who may be on a limited income. I bet you could donate all your beautiful cards. They'd be happy to receive them and send them out themselves. Or better yet, address it to some of the folks. Now using the real red, again, the bold tip, I'm going to follow. You could leave it like that, but I do like the variation. I'm just going to throw down some of this dark red using the shadow effects, the shadow lines that were put in by the artists who created these beautiful stamps. I have a soft spot for botanicals. If you have a local, or if you have a garden close to you, you know, those types of gardens you can visit. I want to say in our area, not our area, but within a couple hours is, I want to say, what is it? Get it, Teresa. Longwood Gardens. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called over there in East Pennsylvania. They are beautiful, especially at the holidays too. Ooh, and some places will even have, will stay open at night late and have it all decorated with the lights. And again, just smoosh some of this light real red back over, just to help blend those colors a little bit more. All right, at this point, don't fret, don't fret, don't fret. We're going to take, this sounds a little strange, a little bit of this light So Saffron with the thick tip, and I'm just going to put some color down there. Yes, I am, just like that. And then I think I even used just a standard pencil. I kind of put a little down because I want it a little bit darker down around the base. I just used a pencil. Boom. And believe it or not, we are so close to assembly. Yes. All right. First thing we're going to want to do, we want to adhere this to it. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that pretty? And sometimes I think I want to cut off a little bit more. So I'm just going to bring this over to our trimmer. Take a little bit more off that side because I want to make sure it does not appear outside of this green. And if I don't get it just right, so yeah, I want to take a little bit more off the long side as well. That gives me a little bit of wiggle room. Do you know what I mean? To position this, and just to make doubly certain that we don't see this white cardstock from behind it. Okay. So now all I need to do is grab some of this Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to apply it at the edges, nice and carefully. It can be a little tight depending upon how close you cut to the side, so we make sure we get that just right. Come on. There we go. I know I didn't go down that side because I just felt, so this is a little different. Usually I match up the edges, not this time. This time I'm going in and trying to get it just right the first time. And it is a little tricky, especially when your hands are sticking to it. Might have been, all right, I'm there. Oh, that's gonna show that's exactly what I didn't want. But if that happens, let me show you how you can fix it. You can go in with a pair of scissors and just hand cut. I'm just cutting, hopefully. Whew, it would be just like me to be cutting the wrong paper, wouldn't it? Get in there behind and between. I wanna get behind the green paper. All right, nothing like trying to do this while people are watching. That's okay though. I feel like you're rooting me on. At least I hope you are. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to try to peel this away a little bit. I'm gonna get it, we're gonna get it. We are gonna make this work. We are. There we go. See, I gotta just get in there. I think it's important to show these mistakes. This is why I don't edit. It's like you're right here with me. We're solving these problems as they arise. See? None the wiser. Ta-da! Doing a little happy dance. At this time, then I really want to put my gold ribbon. This is in the current catalog, the current mini catalog, I believe. Cut this a little bit larger and lay down some Stampin' Seal Plus. I want to make sure I cut out my Christmas sign, and I'll show you what I did in a second. I used a different die just because I wanted to try something else. So I want this to be right about there. That'll work. We'll make it work. We'll stick that down. I'm eyeballing it. That looks like it's even. I'm going to take a peek. And now we'll just go ahead and apply that Stampin' Seal Plus to all 4 sides. I do all 4 sides. Some people might not. I prefer to. There we go. I really like decorating the Christmas cards. Now for this one, again, this is where I do just kind of eyeball it. I make sure it looks, the sides, the distance on the bottom look like it's the same distance on each side. And then I trust that when I lay it down, it will work. And now while we're on a roll, let's go ahead and apply our Stampin' Seal Plus. Can you see that we are really close to being done? So close, so close, so close, so close. Let's pull out this card, get this card back. That's upside down, Teresa. I know, I've done that before, haven't I? Trying not to. There we go. And it's not so much that I'm nervous. It's mostly that I'm very aware of the time, and I try to make these videos as quick as possible, digging straight into the meat and potatoes of it all, as it were, so that you can get what you need and get to your craft table and make your own. I don't like to stamp sentiments. It's very seldom that I do. I prefer the written word. Now at this point, we do have some embellishments, and you have your choice. For this Christmas Wishes, I took the sentiment off of my Leaves of Holly, just because I liked how plain it was. It wasn't too fanciful. And then for this label, I used this from the Tasteful Labels. This is retired. My little green heart lets me know it's retired, but you can use any label or outline that you can find. Stamping Dimensionals, you know I love them. I'm going to put 4 on this. Might be a little overkill, but I do know where I'm mailing this off to. And I want to make sure I'm in the camera shot. Gotta stay aware of that. Whoop, that's not going to do it. The versatile, very versatile pick tool. Make sure you get one, because these are a lot of fun. Boom, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now let's just put this right over here. I'm gonna have to hold this up just so I can see it. Boom, boom, boom. Now the embellishments, I found that I really liked, sorry, it's not coming out. I really liked the red one from the red and green. These are the red and green pearls. They are available now. So I'm going to pick up one of the little red pearls, and I'm just going to put it right there. I like the simplicity of that. Now we can also put a couple up here, and maybe, I don't know that I'm going to. I'm not going to. But I like to put a little down here as well. So, whoops, why'd I move that? Let's use the gold ones. And we're going to line them up the best we can. 1 and 2. And 3. Trying to get them spaced just so. Now, the last thing I want to do, oops, get that out of the way, is show you what else I did. Bing, ding, ding. Wink of Stella. You know it, had to use me some Wink of Stella. Okay, and for this, I just sort of laid it down on the leaves. I'm going to try to hold this. Maybe the camera will pick it up. I don't know. We'll see. So I chose to put it on the leaves. I chose to put it on the inside here. And see when I used it right there, how that helped bring the yellow back out. Now you could do more here. You could even throw some down on each of these little guys, which I did not do over there. So it's nice to see what it would look like over here. But isn't it something how just the greeting and the label itself can make such a difference? That's the fun part. Love that, love that, love that. Okay, so now let me stand up and see if I can hold this to where you can see that shimmer that you get. Let me try this one first because it's dry. I don't know that you're gonna see it. I don't think it's coming through. Maybe, maybe not. It's on the leaves. All I can say is trust me, in person you can definitely see it. But there you go. How cute is that? I love that effect. Yep, and you can go ahead and take a picture right there. What do you think? Do you give it a thumbs up? Do you like it? If you do like it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. But either way, we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much, And in the meantime, and until the next time, happy stamping.